Would you look at this wonderful article that I saw on Cointelegraph written by a gentleman called Vince Quill, or is it Kill? Not sure how to pronounce that, sorry. So it says how the SEC's proposed token relief might impact crypto firms. It seems to me that the SEC is considering several things, including some kind of amnesty, sort of a one-off amnesty for tokens that may be considered a security if we were being technical, but who also demonstrate that their actual raison d'etre, their main purpose to exist, isn't to offer a security. And it just so happens that they qualify to be securities under, these ancient laws that we're measuring them by, these centuries old measurements that are being used to measure modern day things, right? Which is a very sensible thing, right? I think. And let's just read through the article, and I just give a sort of like a bar by bar. So it says, proposed token relief from the Securities and Exchange Commission does not mean a blanket pass for all projects, Attorney Franco Joffrey said. So right off the bat, it kind of, removes the concept that everybody's going to get a pass, all the rug pulls and all the, coins that have been put there to scam people are going to suddenly get a pass. And those are obvious securities that are meant to be securities and designed for that purpose, also not going to get a pass. So that's good to know right from the start, right? Says the retroactive token and coin offering relief measures proposed by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Commissioner Hester Peirce will likely benefit crypto firms and projects with a certain profile, attorney told Cointelegraph. So this is a Cointelegraph interview. Franco Joffrey, an attorney and senior advisor at Miller and Chevalier, said firms that conducted initial coin offerings during the ICO boom of 2017 and 2018 have a strong argument for relief under the new proposal. So this is targeting that 2017-2018 ICO era. I remember that very well. Projects that exhibit strong utility use cases for their tokens or coins, as opposed to purely speculative instruments with an investment focus, will also likely qualify for any potential relief, Joffrey added. The attorney said, if the SEC provides relief, it could introduce clearer criteria distinguishing security tokens from the true utility tokens. For example, tokens issued primarily for access to a service or platform, or those structured to function more like digital goods rather than equity substitutes. I mean, that's sensible to me, right? Already people listening to this would have heard the whole utility thing, and you know that XRP already qualifies. Even though XRP doesn't need this, XRP has been to the courts and been declared not a security. So it can be argued that XRP is the precursor to this relief thing. But let's carry on. These include decentralized finance projects, layer 2 scaling solutions, and other crypto infrastructure that use tokens for governance and security. Shout out to Ethereum, I guess. Custodians and centralized exchanges are also notable candidates for relief, the attorney told Cointelegraph. And check this bit out. SEC has the authority to dismiss prior lawsuits, but there is a catch. Joffrey and Eli Cohen, the general counsel at the real-world asset tokenization platform Centrifuge, said that the SEC has the full authority to dismiss the lawsuit it brought against crypto firms for allegedly offering unregistered securities. Now, that sounds like a generic thing, but that is quite obviously targeting the lawsuit SEC versus Ripple. Now, there have been other lawsuits, but obviously the Ripple one has been at the forefront of the news. It's the biggest one, it's the most consequential one, and the one that set the precedent for everything that we have now. I think that Ripple has done the entire crypto industry a big favor by standing up to the SEC and actually bringing about this scenario where we now have a possible amnesty for other crypto tokens that's going to basically help them and save them from going through the same legal sort of battles that Ripple has been through. And a lot of them truth being told, would probably lose because a lot of them are actually securities lacking in actual utility like XRP, right? So hate Ripple all you want, but they've done your token a big favor. And shout out to the XRP army for standing behind Ripple and standing behind the XRP ledger and standing behind XRP, right? The XRP army also has played a part as a community, rallying around, standing behind the token and making this possible. However, Geoffrey said, any potential relief from the SEC would exclude firms it deemed to have engaged in fraud or misled investors during their initial coin offerings. According to him, the SEC was unlikely to drop all its litigation against crypto firms. The attorney added that if the SEC redefines the criteria for securities offerings or adopts a new approach to interpreting initial coin sales, then pending litigation will have a greater chance of being dropped. Moreover, the SEC could decide not to offer retroactive relief to the crypto firms at all and only focus on granting prospective relief, Geoffrey said. So, there's still a catch. Not everyone is home free. A lot of these crypto firms are still going to catch some heat from the SEC, especially if they're deemed to be fraudulent or a little bit dodgy in any way. The SEC is still going to go after them. And the SEC has the authority to and not to grant as they wish. So again, not everyone is in the clear, but thankfully we know that Ripple's in the clear. The XRP ledger, XRP itself are absolutely in the clear, deemed not a security. So don't have to worry about any of this stuff. New regulatory approach is welcomed, but will take some time. Consensus Attorney Bill Hughes said that the regulatory approach under the new leadership at the Securities Exchange Commission is a breath of fresh air, but implementing changes will take some time. This is what we talk about all the time. The wheels of justice, the wheels of government sometimes spin a little bit slower than we would like. In a statement to Cointelegraph, the attorney urged patience while the new leadership at the SEC settles into its role, Hughes said. Okay, so, Gary Gensler is gone. We have a new chief. We should give the chief a little bit of time to clean house, clean out the rot, spray some disinfectant in all the corners that Gary Gensler left rotting away. And let's air everything out a little bit, right? I expect the crypto industry to be mindful of the issues Peirce identifies and will go forward with an admirable degree of patience. But at the same time, no one can expect us to wait forever for a new leaf to be turned. So yes, while we're all being patient and we're all giving a chance to the new guy, new gal, whoever, we're not going to wait forever, right? We want some movement. I think it's fair to expect that leaf to turn by the summer at the latest, Hughes continued. So Hughes is saying all of these regulations, all of these new rules, amnesty, law cases, everything, at the latest should be over by summer. So that's bang in the middle of the euphoric bull run. So that's going to add fuel to the already burning fire of cryptos like XRP and just like cryptocurrency generally. And I think that when that happens, that's going to create an environment where the alt season is going to take off like a volcano, right? The attorney also praised the agency's invitation of crypto firms to provide input and regulatory process, something industry executives have requested for years. Okay, so not only is the SEC offering these sort of amnesty-like proposals, they're actually calling in the industry, players of the industry to come in and sit around the table and talk about what's the best thing for everybody. So they're collaborating, they're being interested. They've put people there that actually understand crypto, that understand the world of securities and all that sort of stuff. Mind you, I think that Gary Gensler actually did understand crypto and knew what he was doing. After all, he was a professor at MIT teaching this stuff. So he understands the tech and he understands, he's got accolades. If you read his CV, he's got accolades, right? He's one of the most qualified people in the world when it comes to cryptocurrencies, blockchain, financial, right? I think he had an ulterior motive. I think that he had either he was being paid by people to do what he was doing, he was, a puppet of somebody else or whatever. He had some private vendetta against Ripple, maybe, and just the way he was acting out. I don't know. There's something not quite right about Gary Gensler. His CV and his accolades don't quite match his behavior, and I guess sometime in the future, that some truths might come out, right, as to what really happened. Perhaps he was just, taking orders from above, helping to suppress the price of crypto, keeping things down until the powers that be accumulated as much. Maybe he was just there to make sure that crypto didn't pump too far before the ETFs got approved. BlackRock could accumulate as much as possible in terms of Bitcoin or Ethereum or what have you. Maybe he was there to repress the price, say, for example, of XRP till the financial rails were ready to flip this switch, whatever. What I know is that the information that we get on the ground level as retail holders of XRP, and just like, retail crypto people, the information that we get is diluted, is watered down, and is missing a lot of pieces, right? There's a lot of redacted stuff that we have to deal with. On that level, Gary Gensler, the United States president, the chair of the SEC, the Federal Reserve, and all that, the information that they have, millions and millions of miles ahead of ours. So we can only deal with the stuff that we know. And as the information sips out slowly, we digest it and things make sense retrospectively. Not financial advice, do your own research, but this is a good time. XRP to the moon. Peace.